students, that'll benefit your work. There is an opportunity once you have done Unit 1 to do Unit 2 or Unit 3 in an order that works for you. It sounds like from Chris's recommendations, it already maps really well to work you're doing around another program and initiative. So I would say definitely follow that roadmap. But should there be a need, those 2 units could be interchanged as well. You'll see in our implementation as well, we do suggest bullying and harassment is done in person where possible. We know that that's an opportunity for students to really build community, to talk about these things in a setting that's really beneficial for those conversations. So that would be something I would recommend. And then the last thing I'll share, and I believe, Chris, you mentioned this is on the site, but if not, I'll share this out. We have a really great pacing guide, and that can also help with you all putting that roadmap into place.
And on the scope and the sequence and the pacing of it, there's 6 to 7 lessons in each unit. So we have about 9 weeks in each quarter. So you're looking at about a unit a quarter with all of the extension activities. It easily aligns to our school year here.
Great, thanks, Chris. Thanks for that question. I'm going to jump into our additional resources, but we can absolutely come back to that with a little bit more depth, and I can bring up that pacing guide as well. I want to just show a few things as you think about next steps that can really support your work regardless of where you're at with the program. One of them is a really great page on our YouTube channel that gives you some demos of what these lessons look like in a real classroom. We have some great kind of lab sites that have done this work, show some of these lessons being taught in each of the sections, so you can really break it apart, see how to facilitate the discussion in each of the lesson sections. So I highly encourage you to take a look at those, especially if you're new to this work, and get a sense of what some of these classroom discussions can look like. I made mention of the family resources, but I will also want to highlight some additional resources that can be helpful. We have, of course, the family letter and weekly communications that I shared, but we also have a really great resource around open houses. So whether you're doing one virtually or just communicating out to families, we have a PowerPoint and some collateral you can share out with families to really introduce this work. And then our Parent Teen Connect site is one that is an amazing resource to help reinforce this work with families. It is a free website and free tool that's also woven into the program, where families can learn about some of these key topics that our adolescents are going through, talk with real experts. We have an amazing researcher from the University of Washington that's partnered with us on this work. And I have talked with a lot of families that have found this resource really helpful. And it's also going to be an easy way to reinforce the work you're doing in the classroom.
In this Parent Teen Connect resource, if you guys participate through the counseling department with screenagers, Parent Teen Connect meshes with that as well very naturally. So
excellent. Thank you, Chris. That's great to hear. And one other resource I just wanted to share, bring to your attention, is a free module we have put together, our second step SEL for adults. We've built a resilience module focused on how to support you all as an educating community, micro learnings around self-care, supportive communities, and student care. And they also, along with those micro learnings, include a library of student-facing activities as well. So that's an additional resource. Know that that's something that's can be accessed at any time in this calendar year and really built into your work when you have the time and space. But we know that tools for you all are so pivotal right now. Another tool we are putting together is an anti-racism resource guide. We are putting that together as we speak, and are hoping to have that ready at the end of this month. And we're going to do some crosswalking with Facing History and Ourselves, and have some really great resources for you all to access to support your work. Last but not least, I wanted to highlight our community, and this is a Facebook community, educators sharing out just an opportunity to engage and connect, a great next step for you all to continue the conversation. And our COVID page, of course, another great opportunity to just continue accessing these resources we've covered today. So I want to turn it back over to Chris, but I want to just end on kind of summarizing it all up for you. Of course, next steps is that second step account, thinking about what your learning model is and how those resources fit in, and then what training might be beneficial for you all. As you think about next steps, think about how this fits in. And with that, I know we're a few minutes over, but I want to turn it back over to Chris and just say a huge thank you as folks think about questions, think about what might still be on their mind. I want to say a huge thank you to everybody that's joined us and to Chris and the team for making this opportunity possible.
Yeah, thank you, Joni. I'm going to leave it open and just pause for just a moment. If anybody has any questions, we can field those right now before we go ahead and close. But just to offer some like food for thought, having participated in some of these lessons and watching them being taught, it really provides an inclusive space for students to engage in authentic conversation and practice the development of their social emotional competencies, and then use those skills with both staff and students. So I think this is a highly valuable curriculum. That's why we pulled Joni in today, so you could get the nitty gritties from the actual experts and stuff on it. But it is a usable curriculum for both hybrid and remote learning, as you saw, and it's easily used and intuitive to navigate as far as the website, and the resources are available like right now with minimal prep. So, you know, I don't see any questions in the chat, so it looks like all of our needs have kind of been met today. So thank you so much, Joni, for all the invaluable information and your time today. Truly was a pleasure to have you join us. Just really quick before we go, I'm going to share the district webpage again in the chat so you guys have access to it. It has second step resources available, so they're there when you need them. Also, remember the COVID support page from Second Step as well that Joni highlighted. Before you go to, please, I'm going to put an exit ticket and a survey in the chat. I know you're getting like flooded with chat stuff from me right now, but this survey is going to help with attendance for everybody that was here today, and it also provides information to us and our team about how to support the social emotional learning implementation needs across the district. So if you could please take a few moments to fill that exit ticket and survey out. It was just posted in the chat. Our next Wednesday meeting is on October 28th, and more information to come on the topics and content. Just look for an email. We'll be blasting that out to you guys. And I just want to say thank you very much again, Joni, and thank everybody for participating and continuing to make connection a priority for our students and families right now. So, oh, one last question. When can we expect the racism lessons to be available?
Thank you so much for that question. We are working on that right now. We have a really amazing consultant that has expertise in this work. She is working with our team to build that. And so I don't have an exact date. Our hope was at the end of this month, but I can follow back up as soon as that is available and share that out with Chris, the team, and of course that'll go on to everybody else. But thank you for asking that, and yeah, we're really working to get that together quickly for everybody to access.
Awesome. Yeah, neat. Thank you. Okay, thanks, Max. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate all your guys' time and participating. I hope to see you on October 28th. And thank you again, Joni. I appreciate it.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks for your incredible work to prioritize the social and emotional needs of your students and your school communities. I'm really grateful to be here with you. And thanks, Chris, for facilitating today. And thanks everybody for your time.
It's my pleasure.